Hey guys, it's Atheist for the Cause here with a really quick update, or not an update, but a really quick news nugget for you. Jack Posobiec is actually tweeting that he's got a scoop. Regional cable providers are preparing a class action lawsuit against CNN for fraud. So the Fraud News Network might actually be coming literal, while will file with the FTC. So what's interesting is, if you remember, CNN has been embroiled in some, lawsuit threats recently, but this seems to be much closer to actually happening. Where the other one was, they falsely accused a Trump ally of being connected to Russia where he wasn't. He threatened $100 million lawsuit, the exact amount that Hulk Hogan sued Gawker for, that bankrupted them. So I think that was a clear threat, using that monetary amount as well, because that's an amount Hulk Hogan actually won. So, and he was actually given more than that 100 million, but so there's that. And then just the threat of that lawsuit completely changed CNN's policy on Russia. Any story written about Russia now has to go through the top heads of CNN. Why? Maybe if you haven't watched my previous videos, it might not be the reason you think. It's because there is an AT&T Time Warner merger going on. I cannot stress the importance of this enough. Comcast and Time Warner had previously tried to merge. It didn't work out because of antitrust laws. The government's worried about creating monopolies, and so the government blocked it. But Comcast is much bigger than AT&T, so now AT&T and Time Warner are trying to merge, and they need the government to let them through. But they also need the other company to want to merge, and when you have a $100 million lawsuit or whatever, I don't know what this one would be, but when you have these threats of lawsuits over your head, or actual lawsuits filed, it makes a merger a lot more difficult, because, how do you value the company and all of that? So, you don't want to merge with, AT&T doesn't want to merge with CNN when they've got, say, $100 million lawsuit hanging over their head, and then CNN loses and gets devalued $100 million just like that. So you have to consider that issue. And, also with the recent stuff, with the CNN blackmail stuff going on, people are going to be contacting the advertisers. I'm sure advertisers, at least temporarily, are going to be pulling out of CNN like crazy, hurting their value. So CNN has a lot of issues right now, and I really hope CNN gets sued for this. I've actually found other lawsuits that they're facing too, such as a racial discrimination potential lawsuit, and I might do a video on that in a little bit. But the big news right now, Jack Posobiec's reporting, he's got a scoop. And his scoops are usually correct because he has obvious sources surrounding Trump, or somewhere along the chain. I don't think they're right next to Trump, but they're a little lower, but the correct narrative seems to get, and the correct facts seem to get passed down to him. So it says regional cable providers are preparing a class action lawsuit against CNN for fraud. Will file with FTC. Let's keep an eye on this, folks, and I'll be doing more videos about this. I can guarantee it. And CNN might literally be the Fraud News Network. You have to wonder now, when they went back, and I think it was Trump that branded them the Fraud News Network. Did he do that because he knew this was going to come out? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? He was ahead of the game. If that's the case, we could potentially predict the future by how Trump is branding these companies or, you know, different issues, different people, candidates, whatever. So I'm gonna get going, but I'll just leave you with this. So have a good one, guys. I'm sure this will make most of your days. So bye now.